Imagine the final seconds of a high-stakes football match. On one side, the mighty Spain, a billion-dollar football empire with world-class superstars. On the other side, Cape Verde, a teeny island nation fighting for respect. Suddenly, a thunderous shot flies toward the top corner. The stadium gasps. But, out of nowhere, a 40-year-old goalkeeper dives through the air, pulling off a miraculous. Fingertips hit the leaves, the Spanish forwards heads in hand and shocks millions watching worldwide. Imagine being born on a teeny island nation that most football fans barely know exists. Imagine growing up without money, without world-class academies, and without anyone expecting you to become a hero. And then, standing on the global stage, defying all odds, and stopping the greatest football nations on earth. This is the incredible story of Vozinha, the goalkeeper who proved that dreams don't care about your circumstances. Chapter 1. The Boy from Mindelo. On 3rd June 1986, a boy named Josimar Jose Evora Diaz was born in the city of Mindelo, on the island of São Vicente in Cape Verde. Cape Verde is a small African island nation. It is famous for its beautiful landscapes, but certainly not for producing global football superstars. Josimar's childhood was far from easy, with his parents working around the clock. He was raised mostly by his grandmother. He loved football more than anything, spending hours kicking a ball in the dusty streets. But he was smaller than the other boys. He often got pushed around and came home in tears. Whenever that happened, he would run to his grandmother for comfort. The neighborhood children noticed this and gave him a nickname, Vozinha, which means grandmother's boy. Ironically, that teasing nickname would stay with him forever and become famous across the football world. Chapter 2. The Impossible Road Through Europe. Growing up in Cape Verde meant opportunities were nearly invisible. There were no elite training facilities or global scouts, but Vozinha refused to quit. His path was not glorious. Unlike modern prodigies who sign million-dollar contracts at age 18, Vozinha had to fight for every single inch, but not to the glitz and glamour of the Real Madrid or Manchester City. Instead, he became a football nomad, playing in Angola, Moldova, Cyprus, Slovakia and Portugal. He never earned the astronomical wages of the elite. His entire career was built on three invisible pillars: consistency, discipline, and sheer resilience. Chapter 3. Becoming the nation's guardian. In 2012, Vozinha made his debut for the Cape Verde national team, nicknamed the Blue Sharks. For a nation of just over 500,000 people, simply qualifying for tournaments was a celebration. But Vozinha wanted history. Year after year, he became the ultimate anchor of the team. He was not just a shot stopper, he became the general of the defense, a leader in the locker room, and a symbol of national pride. By the time he reached his late 30s, critics thought his time was over. They said a goalkeeper from a small nation at his age had nothing left to give. They were completely wrong. The 2024 African Miracle. The ultimate peak of his journey came during the Africa Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. Cape Verde was placed in a group of death alongside continental giants Ghana and Egypt. No one expected them to survive, but what followed shocked the entire football world. With Vozinha standing like an unyielding wall in front of the net, Cape Verde did not just survive, they topped their group, leaving Ghana and Egypt stunned. They marched all the way to the quarterfinals. At nearly 38 years old, Vozinha was making miraculous reflex saves, frustrating some of the most expensive strikers in modern football. In a tournament dominated by billion-dollar superstars, it was an aging veteran from a teeny island who captured the world's heart. Final chapter. Dreams have no expiration. The story of Vozinha is much bigger than football. It is a story of a boy who turned a childhood taunt into a badge of honor. A player who spent decades outside the glamorous spotlight, working in silence when nobody else was watching. He proved that it does not matter where you start, and it does not matter how old you are. If you have the patience to endure the storm, your moment will come. From the dusty streets to the grandest stage of international football. This is the legendary story of Vozinha, the grandmother's boy who became a national savior.